When I was really young, my parents, they have exposed me to charity work, especially my mom. Whenever there's a special event like birthdays, especially if it's my mom's birthday, she would always take me to her free clinics. My mom is a pediatrician, so little kids always have a special place in her heart. So she sees about 100 kids in a day. And unconsciously, I felt like that's what I wanted to do. I think with her influence, I wanted to do one, but on a major scale. My name is Aimee Espina Sealy, and I am actually a Cebuana based in the United States now, specifically in the state of Georgia, and I work as a cardiovascular intensive care unit nurse. We are here at the Sui Generis mission office, and we are here loading all of our equipment for the medical mission, so come and join me. I had no idea exactly how to go about it, but one of our family friends, his name is Dr. Henry Chua. I've seen the missions that he did previously with Dr. Joselito Almendras. I was like, I wanted to do that. I want to do that. I messaged him and I asked him, is there any way that I could do this? Try it out and see if it works for me. So it took a year of planning, and we did our first one back in April of 2018. It was here in Madridejos, Bantayan. And that was a little overwhelming because I think there were probably over 1,000 people there, and it's in a covered court, and we were doing minor surgeries, and it was just, the operating room tables were makeshift tables, and you put garbage bags over it, and that was your table cover. And then they did circumcisions, they did excisions of lumps and bumps, and my mom, she saw kids as well, pediatric patients, and then we had dentistry, we had internal medicine, all in one day. And it was stressful, it was overwhelming, but it gave me some type of high that, oh my gosh, I think this is what I want to do in a long-term basis. It's 2:58 of May 11th, 2023, and my family and I, along with my best friends, are getting ready to head to Bantayan Island. We are going to be rendezvousing with the other half of our team, and all together at approximately around 6 o'clock, we are going to go take all of our vehicles, all of our equipment, and we're going to ride on this really big boat. It takes about an hour ride to get to Bantayan Island. So come with me for the whole experience. We just arrived here at Hignaya Port, and we are trying to get all of our barge tickets. There's about probably more or less 20 vehicles, and we are just waiting for our trip going to Bantayan Island, coming up at 6:30. So we are all trying to organize everybody, and we're going to load up all of the vehicles in this really big boat, and then we're going to be on our way. So we'll see you guys in a little bit.
My name is Claudine Uy. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA, and I am a medical technologist. Well, Bantayan is a small island on the outskirts of the province of Cebu. So it's a few hours drive into their local port, and then from there about an hour barge ride to the island. So you can imagine like a small island, they're away from the mainland, and they have to live off of what the island provides for them. So it's usually fishing, and tourism is one also of their main sources of income. And I guess all that we can see on the internet and online is, the flashy resorts and the lavish, beachy, Instagram worthy photos. But once you exit the resort gates, you can actually see like these people, you know, just walking, living a very simple life. And a lot of them are living below the poverty line. And there's a lot of stray dogs. And that alone in itself, like these images and these like people that you get to cross paths with outside of your resort and outside of your hotel, um, it shows you that it's not a very comfortable community that's living outside of these gates. So before, I would always, whenever I share a part of my culture and my country to these people, whenever I tell them about the mission, I always explain to them like, this is what it is. This is why we always come back here, why we chose Bantayan Island. And we feel like a lot of these people, they have to travel, cross the seas just to get medical care. And so for us to bring them their one of the human basic needs, which is healthcare, I think like it changes the game for them at least once a year. If we get to come back, hopefully that would be the goal. Then at least somehow we could give them the opportunity to have a better quality of life.
We were just at Bantayan District Hospital, wherein our staff started screening the patients for surgeries tomorrow. We've got the nurses and some of the doctors and even ophthalmologists screening the patients who need major surgeries, minor surgeries, and also cataract surgery. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Hey everybody, so now we are here at the operating room of Bantayan District Hospital. As you can see, everybody's trying to get ready. We're starting our surgeries real soon, and come and I'll take you guys and see all the action. Keep watching and you'll see everything from the surgeries. If you guys are a little queasy about blood and other organs and stuff like that, please just skip this part of the video. So we'll see you soon. 11, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
So now the surgeon is actually doing a laparoscopic cholecystectomy. He's dissecting off the Hammonds area to reveal the cystic duct as well as the cystic artery. Thereafter, he will probably complete the operation in the next 5 to 10 minutes time if he identifies these key structures. Taking the critical structures now.
Saya ko'y ba, taga-Mananaw, Tikad, Bantayan, Cebu. Wa ko'y trabaho karon. Una lang, may laboratory naman ko na-excite ako kay makalibre. Sunod, nang gipakita ko ako mga laboratory, sa ninguha ako nga makakumplay sa ila mga gipangayo. Salamat kay dako kay sa iopirang ko 100,000 wa man ni ana. Karon nakalibre ako kaluyan sang Ginoo. Salamat kay.
Ako si Roda Mata. Akon anak si Brent Baby Barangan. Ang iya pinaiba mo ko sa iya itlog. Kay nakaiba mo ko nga may medical mission. First packet siya naka-check up namon. 10 days na siya, di ka na kung anak ba. Ara na siya i-earn niya. Dako kaya akong pasalamat tungod sa medical mission ba. Nakasibgad kami sa dako bayagad ang bayad sa inang magpa-opera. Sunod ining medical mission opportunity gid sa mga way kwarta pareha sa amon nga nagkalisod kay ba. O dako gid akong pasalamat sa mga doctors sa Cebu doctors kag diri sa Bantayan kag kang Doc Stanley nga among nagkuan sini gani nga medical mission. Amo lang gid ang akong nang ikasulti na dako gid ako pasalamat sa medical mission.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It's almost noon, and I'm Dr. Stanley Caminero from the province of Cebu. We'll be performing several. I think they have more than 30 patients queuing up for the cataract surgery. And as you can see, everyone's busy. We have already performed several, almost 10 cases the first day. We're not halfway yet for the first day. I think we have done already about 10. Most are the pediatric hernia patients, and hernia surgery were being done by pediatric surgeons and using the laparoscopic procedure. If there will still be cases left, maybe we're looking at a culmination of the procedures tomorrow, because this were already planned and pre-screened. So thank you so much for our media group also covering this. I hope it will inspire others, volunteers from the entire community of doctors to find time to volunteer and share our talent to the needy.
Planning for this medical mission this year, there were a lot of challenges at first. I really thought that it was easy. I believe it was just really naive of me to think that way. I guess I blame it on Dr. Henry Chua because he marketed it to me as it was really easy. I blame him for everything, for all the stress that I have. He's gonna hate me for it, but I love him. But the first mission that we did, we just showed up, and I had absolutely no idea the logistics behind it. When I expressed my intentions of having a bigger one to Dr. Chua, I told him that I wanted to be in it to win it. Like I wanted to know everything that was involved in planning and executing the whole thing. When I chose Bantayan District Hospital, I thought that I was just gonna speak to their chief of hospitals or their chief medical officer, propose to him that I was gonna do a medical mission there, and that's gonna be it. But I was not aware that if it is a government-run hospital, then there are a lot of things that needed to be situated first before the medical mission was going to be done. I assume that this is just a new thing that they are regulating it for the safety of the patients, because there is such a phenomenon like white coat syndrome, wherein foreign doctors and nurses come to, let's say, a developing country such as the Philippines. They come in, they do surgeries, but they do not follow up after they leave a couple of days. And, that doesn't do well, because when you do surgeries on these patients, they need to be followed up by physicians, how their recovery is. So I think this is part of how the local government is regulating events like medical missions. So with that process, I had to learn to work with the beloved governor of Cebu, which is Governor Gwen Garcia. So I had to give her a proposal that I was going to do a medical mission here in Bantayan. And she had representatives who were working with me on her behalf to basically make sure that everything is well taken care of. And there's also accountability, and make sure that it's a smooth sailing operation per se. So I think that's the main thing, really. It's not that bad, but I consider it as a hurdle. But it's definitely it's a learning experience for me working with the government, especially when it comes to these things. Mostly the medical mission, I pitch it to healthcare providers and their families, and I always assure them there's always something that you can do, even if it's a minimal capacity. Like, for example, in my team today, we have, you know, uh, we have an electrician, we have an airplane mechanic, we have a mechanical engineer, we have, you know, we have everybody. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean that they know medical stuff, because, you know, in a medical mission, you need manpower. You need help in lifting patients and putting them from the stretcher to the bed. You need moral support. You need pep talks. So I think what makes it a little bit more special is because our group, we treat each other like family. So um, you have that compass that kind of redirects you if you get, you know, if you get distracted or you get swayed by things that happen. They redirect you and refocus on the goal at hand. So I think, you know, even if they don't have any amount of training, I think that it's helpful to have people that you trust to get things done. During the planning stages of Mitten Love Group, I lived in Michigan from 2011 until 2019. And over the course of those years, I've acquired so many amazing friends, and I've pitched it to them. I said, "Hey, do you guys want to go to the Philippines?" They had no idea where the Philippines was, and I started showing them pictures, and I showed them tourism pictures and videos and stuff. Thank you for YouTube. um, so yeah, I showed them pictures, especially Cebu, like, you know, the tourist spots like canyoneering, the whale sharks, all of our white sand beaches, and I think that got them very interested. But mostly, I think the charitable work that we were planning to do, I think that's what um, influenced them to say, you know what, we'll give it a try.
My name is Amy Lee, and I'm from Traverse City, Michigan, and I am an ICU nurse there in Traverse City.
My name is Bob Meyer. I am outside sales for Medler Electric.
My name is Rhonda Meyer. I am a surgical technologist.
My name is Natalie Kramer. I am a registered nurse. I live in the USA in the state of Michigan.
The first time that we put this all together, I was working with Amy in Traverse City, and, you know, she was looking for people to come, and I was really interested not only in coming to the Philippines, but, you know, just being involved in the mission and just helping people. I had no idea. I really kind of came in not knowing what to expect, what we were going to be doing. I was really like, kind of like, okay, let's just go and figure it out. I had no idea.
I expected the beauty of the place. I knew that sometimes it's very poor here. I also know there's some that are very wealthy, and I'm just here to help in any way I can.
Yeah, it was humbling. I like, you know, seeing people don't have or have. And
I didn't know what to expect because I had never been to this side of the country, and it was fantastically beautiful. I was impressed with the people, the culture, the beauty surrounding your area here. It's just fantastic.
So second time around, you know, I kind of had an idea, but it was a lot different because this time we were working in the hospital as opposed to, you know, before we were like out in the community. So being in the hospital was a lot different. I underestimated, you know, how how many things we take for granted in the US as far as, just the, stethoscopes and blood pressure cuffs and all those things that we just have so readily available there. It's a lot different. You have to use what you have. So that was a big difference for me.
America is very wasteful. We waste a lot of surgical items are one use only and get thrown away. Everything here can be recycled or put to another use in a different way that's not intended, and saving and re-sterilizing things that normally wouldn't.
You make do with what you have a lot.
Yeah, you guys use a lot of things that we throw away, we don't repurpose. Blood pressure cuffs, everybody gets their own blood pressure cuff, everybody gets their own hospital bed, most people get a private room. We're not used to multiple patients in one bed. We're not used to sterilizing or not just hand washing things and wrapping them up for reuse. We're not used to using the same surgical case for multiple surgeries, just picking out the instruments you're going to need for that particular one. In the USA, we'll do an entire case of instruments, and then once that patient is complete, those instruments go for sterilization through a big decontamination process. Today, when we were here, we washed them in the sink. We sterilized them that way. We started our next case.
We have to make do here. We have to create ways to make sure that all of our resources are maximized. And, being a third world country, there are still certain products and certain systems and testings that are not available here that are just easily accessible in the US.
You have to work with what you have, and I think the nurses here were fantastic. I think they're incredibly intelligent at the bedside. They did everything within their power to make the transition for the patient very appropriate. It's just different. I don't think I could give them any recommendations. I think all the women and the men that were working were very professional and very talented with their skill set.
We started with like minor missions before Operation Tuli and everything, and then I think only in recent years, before the pandemic, we were supposed to do this, and then it was canceled, right? Because of the pandemic. So now it's resumed 2013. But I've been joining these major missions, since last year.
Nice.
Before, it used to be the minor surgeries only that we would usually do missions in other places in the Philippines or in Cebu.
Are you with Dr. Henry Chua group, or is it Chua, Dr. Olanda's group? The 69. Okay. Then the Shriner, Mitten Shriner, of Cebu Labs 128. Okay. The Mitten, lead by Dr. Vicuna. And then Chichi Foundation. Then what else? Right after ni
Around nose, Kelly.
volunteer na dito sa kapwa ko mahal ko. Operation Smile. Sa Soto i-perform. Then, kung ko sa kanang mga volunteer o mga ngani, nagawa niya. Since ato, sige na, sugod. Ato na sana sa mission ka na mga Paligas, Marisol, Visayas, at Mindanao. Aside nga mga suroy ka. Oh, yeah. Ganang satisfying kayo na po nga. One time ang ko ka nang mag-assist like, flip. And then, makakita na ang mama nga na ayaw na, nindot na iyang bata, then maghilang, mura pag mataas sa gila. And then, happy ang mga paysa, like, maoperahan na sila sa ilahang ovarian cyst na din po kaayo niya. Ang mga procedure. Ang ganang, Mom, thank you na. Heartily, give me sila nga nag-thank you. Enjoy. Happy, para na ako malingog. Or mission is life. Hindi na matter na ko nga everyday ko mag-ato sa headquarters, mag-account, mag-ihap. Then after the day, mag-rewash na sa, then reprocess the instruments, then ready for the next mission.
That's very selfless of you. We need more volunteers because not a lot of people can afford healthcare. And this is kind of it paves the way for them to have a chance of kind of living better.
Sometimes it's it gets so overwhelming because there's so many patients, who wants to be operated, and then of course here in the Philippines there's also a shortage of nurses. So sometimes it gets very overwhelming. It's so hard for us to cope with the demand. Sometimes we can't even we hardly eat. We hardly sit down sometimes because we have to do so many things. It's much more exhausting than our regular jobs in the hospital before.
And plus, it's pro bono.
But the thing is, it's very fulfilling in the end. I've always told Dr. Henry na every after mission, I feel so exhausted. It's like all my energy was squeezed out of me. But then at the end of the day, it's the best feeling you can ever have. The tiredness that you feel, but it's so fulfilling. It feels so warm to the heart that you're able to do this for other people, and it's pro bono, of course.
That's true. Oh, we're very grateful. I am very grateful that you guys are here. Okay, it's because of me that you're going through all of this. But I appreciate you all very
We're also
much.
very grateful for you and I'm very happy. 2019, this was being planned. It was supposed to be scheduled 2020, but right now I'm very happy it actually pushed through.
Thank you. Me too. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
you
much.
girls.
Thank you.
Thank you. You get the best people. You get the best staff who are willing to work efficiently and effectively in a given short period of time. My team from the United States, my family, they were ready to let's get it done. What needs to be done. There's no drama involved. I think that's the secret to it. When you've got people who know exactly what the goal is, and even though that we had absolutely no idea what we were going to do, but once we had a feel for what was needed, everybody was just ready for battle. When you have a really good and solid team, I think you can really achieve a lot of things. Even with the limited resources, it's fascinating and it's amazing how different talents can contribute to the success of a project, because you get creative, you problem solve with the limited things that you have, and it's really heartwarming to see a melting pot of talents having one goal. And I think that's one thing I'm very proud of, is that my team, we were ready. I think that's the secret to it. Hey everybody, so I'm here with Dr. Potenciano Larrazabal III. I'm here with me in Bantayan District Hospital for our medical mission in 2023. This has been a long time coming. We've planned this since 2018, and because of the pandemic, that got stalled. So here we are. And I wanted to ask him a few questions, and hopefully we can get to know him a little bit better. Knowing what your dad has established, the whole conglomerate of Cebu Doctors Hospital, how do you feel about taking over the legacy that he left? How do you feel about that?
Well, ever since I finished my practice, no, I practiced in Cebu Doctors University Hospital, he placed me in the board of almost all our hospitals. So I was there every month. I observe what he does, no, but I make sure we don't argue because we have different personalities.
I can understand that.
So at that generation, whatever your parents say, you have to, you can't disagree, right? So you have to follow whatever it is. So I was just basically observing him the whole time, how he talks to doctors, how he cares for his patients, how he talks to the staff, how he purchases equipment. So when the unfortunate incident came that when he passed away, at first, of course, we were all devastated, but running the business and taking over was actually not as hard as I expected, because for the past 20 years, he's actually been indirectly preparing me for this. So, well, at first, I got sick a couple of times, maybe in the first 6 months, 3 times, which I rarely get sick, no? So that was the adjustment period. But after 6 months, it was smooth sailing already.
Now, because of since we are still a developing country here, what made you decide to participate in medical missions like these? What drives you to participate in these? And considering that you're a busy person.
Well, my dad's motto is always to help others. No? So he made sure in all our hospitals, we allot certain capacity, 30% for charity. So all our charity patients have 35% discount
Oh, wow.
on rooms, all procedures, and everything. No? So our goal is really to help people. No? So when medical missions come, especially if it's supported by the Cebu Doctors group, and then the surgeons are, of course, from Cebu Doc, I would never hesitate. I always give them my 100% support. And even if I have a kind of basic practice, we have to make ways. No, we have to give back to our community.
Yeah. And I do appreciate that because, I am a graduate of Cebu Doctors University. Shameless plug. But yeah, I graduated in the College of Nursing in 2005. And I think the model that your family has instilled in the school, primum homo esto. Let him first be a man. I will never forget that. And I think that's the reason why, like as a nurse practicing in the United States, a lot of Cebu Doctors University graduates really do well because we are very empathetic. And I think our school has done so well in teaching even that basic emotion or principle to the students. And I think that's why I really want to, I appreciate the participation of Cebu Doctors Hospital in these. This is my first time doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. And, it's kind of like I thought that was a pipe dream because I'm halfway across the world and I keep on communicating with Dr. Chua, like, can you help me? And I would really love it if Dr. Young, would be able to join us. And when you said yes, I was very ecstatic because, there are a lot of patients who can't afford cataract surgeries. And, seeing is basically
Living.
Yes, exactly. How could you live life without seeing the beautiful colors and seeing your family and stuff like that? Do you think that these medical missions help with, like, the ongoing improvement in the healthcare system, especially here in Cebu City?
Yes, it helps a lot. Like, coming to provinces, no, like hospitals that don't have specialties. Some doctors, aside from based on the provinces, can actually learn also no, from surgeons belonging to the big cities, the specialists. No? And also, there's really a shortage. No? Most of our specialists, they congregate or stay in the big cities. No? So for the provinces, we really lack specialists. No? So this is a very good opportunity to address the backlog, no? Especially with cataract surgery. There's a backlog in the Philippines. No? It worsened during the pandemic. So now we really have to catch up. So the government hospitals also need our help. No? And this is one way, no? The private sector helping. No?
Do you think that in the future there will be like a streamline of, for example, underserved communities will be able to have like a satellite, I don't know if you call it like a satellite hospital that is from Cebu Doctors Hospital that could cater to that community? Do you foresee that in the future? Like just helping out besides the little barangay centers or something like that. Do you foresee that in the future?
Yeah, actually, we're on our 7th hospital, starting on our 8th hospital. The previous interview that I gave, I said my dream is that our 10th hospital will be a full charity hospital.
Oh, wonderful.
So we'll be supported by the 9 hospitals.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so as far as your question is concerned, it's either as planning of acquiring a mobile surgical clinic, no, truck style.
Yeah.
And then we move that from area to area.
That would be good.
Yeah. Or if we come regularly, like Bantayan, it's really a good idea. If we can work hand in hand, like building an area na we hold regular missions.
Yeah.
So that the equipment, we can park it there, take care of it, and then after we have a nice area to do regular work. Because if there's familiarity already, everything will be done quickly and spontaneously already. We don't have waste one day of setting everything up.
Exactly. Yeah. So this was a learning curve for me because, I don't really know how medical missions work, especially big surgeries like these, as also ophthalmology. So it was a good learning experience for me. And I think it's a great idea frequently going to, I won't say frequently, but maybe yearly visit one hospital so that even the staff will be acquainted to how you do things and how we do things, and help the community as well. And we are back in the United States of America from our medical mission in Bantayan Island in Cebu. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following individuals or groups and companies for helping us make this project feasible. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family, because without their unending support, this would not be possible. For my Mitten Love group members, Amy Lee, Natalie Kramer, Tim Kramer, Megan Lee, Rhonda Meyer, Bob Meyer, Mel Han, Sheena Uy, Claudine Uy, my best friends Angela Martinez, Rana Guarin, Jackie Yu, and June Rivera. Thank you all so much for always encouraging me, for always pushing me. I wanted to give a special shout out to our transport team, MMD Transport, managed by Mitch Dumaging. They have provided us with the safest and most reliable drivers. I would never be able to accomplish getting from point A to point B without them. I wanted to thank Old Mission Peninsula United Methodist Church for their monetary donation. With their donation, I was able to purchase a defibrillator, making sure that our mission is safe. Also, this is through Miss Wendy Warren, a member of that church. I wanted to thank Dr. Potenciano Yong Larzabal III for being there with us, Dr. Henry Chua, the Honorable Justice Geraldine Faith Ikong, Dr. James Naharo of Bantayan District Hospital for working tirelessly with me to make this possible, to Dr. Stanley Caminero, Dr. Randy Grabador, to Governor Gwendolyn Garcia. Thank you all so much for permitting me to do this medical mission and for supporting me all the way, to Cebu Doctors University Hospital, to the Sue Generis mission volunteers. You know who you are. There's like probably 100 of you. Thank you so much for being there and providing manpower and support for the entire mission. Dr. Peter Bancao of the Cebu Medical Society for your support as well. Mr. Pio Castillo of International Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, or IPI Cebu. Thank you so much for your donation of antibacterial soaps. We really appreciate it. The Santa Fe Beach Club for hosting our Thanksgiving party, for Bai Hotel, for Shangri-La Mactan Cebu, to Anika Island Resort for also hosting us, and thank you for your hospitality. Dr. Mayan Chavez and her family, because they have facilitated our safe transfer from port to port, and that was really vital for us to get to the island safely. To Thompson Surgical of Traverse City, thank you so much for your donation of retractors. That was really generous of you. And to my Memorial Health University Medical Center, CVICU family and team, thank you so much for helping me get all of the materials that I needed, and you were able to procure it for me. And most especially to all the donors of Mitten Love Group. I am forever indebted to y'all because you've trusted me and you've supported a cause by, a stranger. But without your support, it would not be possible to help hundreds of people during that medical mission. And I hope that this documentary will basically show you where your generosity has brought. It has changed hundreds of lives, not just for the patients, but for us, the volunteers as well. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to working with you all again.